Meanwhile, reacting to the Kathua rape and murder case, the former Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has spoken to India today and has called for a civil disobedience movement if the two BJP ministers who were seen supporting the accused are not sacked, issuing an ultimatum. Omar Abdullah said that they won't cooperate with the Mufti government till those two particular ministers are sacked from the cabinet.
We're right now joined by Mr. Omar Abdullah himself, and we will speak about the issue of rape and murder case. Omar, it took more than 3 months that finally everyone has been woken up on this issue. You've been tweeting about it, you've been speaking about it. What were the reasons why people didn't even notice that such a crime had taken place in Jammu and Kashmir?
Well, I think because it really didn't come into the public domain beyond Jammu and Kashmir. It was an issue in the assembly. In fact, this came to the forefront because members of the National Conference and the Congress raised this issue immediately when the news broke about rape and murder. The depth of the conspiracy and what that poor girl had to go through before she was finally murdered only came to light more recently when the police completed the first part of its investigation and filed its charge sheet. Look, the fact that it took 3 months is while it's something that I guess we can rue in the days ahead. I'm just glad that people are actually aware of what happened. People are aware of not just what the girl had to go through, what her family and the people in her village have had to go through, and the reasons why she was targeted. A lot of people have compared what went through to what happened to Nirbhaya. But there is one very big difference. Nirbhaya was a crime of chance. It wasn't premeditated. Some drunk youngsters chanced upon that young woman in the bus and took advantage of the situation. In Kathwa's case, from everything that one has heard and read, and particularly from the police charge sheet, it was a premeditated crime where the girl was targeted to send a message to her family and to the wider community. And that's something I find very difficult to reconcile myself to.
So, Omar Saab, like we've been mentioning about it, there are so many gruesome details that have come out. So, like for example, she was being raped inside a temple, and that too when rituals were being performed at the same time. How does that make you feel?
How does that make any human being feel? If you have even a shred of humanity in you, I don't believe that you will ever be able to reconcile yourself to what that girl went through. You don't have to be a woman, you don't have to be a parent, you just have to be a human being with a shred of humanity to be sickened at the sheer thought of what that girl had to go through. Of course, it is compounded by the reasons, it is compounded by the fact that these people used a religious place. They have put a black mark over the religion that they follow. I mean, they are the worst enemies of a great religion that is Hinduism because of what they did and why they did it to her. I don't believe any right-thinking human being, regardless of sex or religious orientation, will ever be able to reconcile themselves to what went through.
Omar Saab, we also know the details that the family could not even find a piece of land there to bury her after she was murdered and found. Isn't this something that speaks volumes about the society out there?
Of course it does. I think there are a number of things that speak volumes about the society there. The fact that she wasn't allowed to be buried on their land. The fact that her family and others have been chased out from there. The fact that 2 senior ministers of the state government stood up in support of these rapists and murderers. We have seen speeches of these ministers where they have threatened the police against effecting arrests. We have seen speeches of these ministers where they have told people to take their agitation to the logical conclusion and don't allow justice to be done to her family. This is unfortunately another facet of our society. So while there are people who are angered by what has gone through, while there are people who are sickened by what has had to go through, there are also people who are serving in this current state government, who are drawing their salary from the taxes that you and I pay, who are agitating in support of these rapists and murderers.
Do you, as an opposition, do you demand that these two ministers should be sacked? They should not be in the cabinet?
We have said that from the first day. I fail to understand how Mehbooba Mufti can reconcile herself to working with apologists for rapists. I wouldn't have been able to do it, the God honest truth. If I had to choose between remaining chief minister and working with two ministers who have supported the rapists and murders of Asifa, I would have preferred to forego the chair. And I honestly believe that if Mehbooba Mufti wants even a shred of some sort of cooperative relationship between her government and the opposition, and wants to avoid a situation of a civil disobedience, the sooner she sacks those ministers, the better. She's not doing it of her own accord. Let her at least do it under some sort of pressure from the people.
Are you saying that your party or the people would go for a civil disobedience if there's no action?
I am saying that the National Conference as a party will find it extremely difficult, in fact impossible, to have any sort of cooperative relationship with a government in which two ministers continue to serve, having sought to defend the rapists and the murderers of Asifa. And the first instance of that will be the Budgam District Development Board meeting, which is to be chaired by one of these ministers who is an apologist for these rapists. We will not in any way cooperate with that District Development Board meeting.
There are lawyers out there. The bar president has been quoted to saying that they will pick up guns and bombs if their demands, about this and Rohingyas are not met with. Do you not think that there should be action against such people?
Of course there should be. If there is action against young Kashmiri boys who threaten violence, who talk about the use of violence for terrorism and secession, then how is what Mr. B.S. Salathia said any different? He's also threatening the Indian state. He's threatening the police. He's threatening the law and order machinery. He's saying that he will use guns to target law and order machinery. So how is what Mr. B.S. Salathia any different from what Sayyid Salahuddin says from across the line of control? They both threaten the Indian state for different reasons. And therefore, again, while Mehbooba Mufti needs to act against her ministers, she also needs to act against the Bar Association president and others who have threatened the use of violence to try and stop the police from carrying out its legitimate duties. One thing I will say, I think in some ways we have to be grateful to the Kathua Bar Association, because if they hadn't done what they did and sought to stop the police from carrying out their lawful duties, it's quite possible the rest of the country wouldn't have woken up to the depths of depravity that these rapists and murderers indulged in. It's when they tried to stop the police from doing their duty that the country as a whole woke up to what went through. So I think in that respect they've scored one hell of a self-goal.
Thank you very much, Umar Sahab, for speaking to us. There was Omar Abdullah giving us details about the entire case and how the National Conference and he feels about things that have transpired. With cameraman Roof, Shujaul Haq in Srinagar for India Today.
Okay, let me go to Shujaul Haq, who got a chance to speak to Omar Abdullah. Shuja, now this case has sparked massive public uproar. I mean, there is anger everywhere. And amid mounting criticism and condemnation coming in from all quarters, not just the opposition National Conference, but also within the BJP, what are the options for the Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti? Any reactions from the state government? What is going to be their next step?
Well, yes, I mean, a lot of pressure is mounting on the Chief Minister and the state government to act in this case. A lot of people are saying that it's not enough, that they just went.
Right, we'll try and get back, Shuja, in just a bit. But India Today also accessed exclusive visuals of those two ministers in the ruling coalition who have been rallying in support of the accused soon after the rape and the murder of this young child. Members of a small fringe group, Hindu Ekta Manch, in fact, were seen marching through the streets of Kathua along with the tricolour to press for the release of the arrested persons. The protesters had later changed their demand, and then they started demanding for a CBI inquiry after facing severe criticism from various areas, including from the Chief Minister, who has now called for death penalty and who is also seeking exemplary punishment to the accused. But two BJP ministers, Lal Singh and Chandra Prakash Ganga, who visited the protesters and supported their demand for a CBI probe, are now facing a lot of heat, not just from the opposition, the National Conference, but even from the Chief Minister. The BJP ministers allege that one of the members of the SIT investigating this case himself was involved in a twin murder and rape case of a couple. So that was the allegation, with the lawyer community and these two BJP ministers raising suspicion over the investigation that was handled by the SIT, by the crime branch, and therefore there was much resistance and objection to the police filing the charge sheet in the brutal gang rape and murder of an 8-year-old child.
मैं निशब्दों से आपको ये विश्वास देता हूँ कि अन्याय किसी के साथ में नहीं क्या है, इसको सीबीआई को दे दीजिए, हो जाएगा। मैं निशब्दों से आपको ये विश्वास देता हूँ कि अन्याय किसी के साथ में। अपनी पुलिस जड़ी पुलिस उस जिले में होती है, अगर वो काबिल नहीं है तो बिठाई नहीं करते। क्राइम ब्रांच बड़ी इंटेलिजेंट है, जे क्राइम ब्रांच तुम पुछते हो तो लोग एक पास दूरी भी पूछो। अगर क्राइम ब्रांच थोड़ी स्टेट वाली थोड़ी जिले की कठुए की और नाकाम जा रहे हैं, और काबिल नहीं रहे। इतों का SSP और इतों का DSP, इतों का SHO, जड़ी भी लोग इन्हें डील करा दे नाकाम जा रहे ना। फिर अगर कामयाब है तो फिर ये क्या मतलब है, इनकी सीट की बनी, फिर एक सीट और बनी जी मैं सुना ना, तो फिर तेरी क्राइम ब्रांच बनी है, तो फिर रियासत की अपनी पुलिस का प्रोसाइडर है नहीं है, तो फिर इन्हें लोग लाते क्यों होते हैं, खुद लाते। रियासत जम्मू कश्मीर च अस लोग इनकी ताकत रखने हैं कि अगर अद्धी सरकार की अद्धी सारी है,
Meanwhile, independent MLA from Kashmir, Engineer Rashid, has also demanded the sacking of those two ministers who you just heard a short while ago, who have been supporting the rape accused. He has asked the Jammu Kashmir Chief Minister to act against the BJP ministers at the earliest. Let's listen in.
Let us hope that justice will be done, and it is an eye-opener for everybody that how BJP ministers Lal Singh and Chandra Prakash Ganga, they went to the rally of Ekta Manch a month before, but nobody took notes of it. We hope that justice will be done, but only thing what we wonder is that why Mufti is not sacking these two ministers who are yet acting like collaborators with the goons of Jammu Ekta Manch. And the main thing which worries me much, you call Kashmiris anti-nationals, okay, that is debatable. But those people who are holding a tricolour in their hands and they are raising slogans to save the culprits who have done a heinous crime which has brought a shame to whole of the country, but no action is being taken. That is really disastrous and bizarre.
Well, the Kathua rape case has indeed taken the entire country by storm, but BJP leader and Member of Parliament Meenakshi Lekhi today strongly defended the two ministers in the Mehbooba Mufti cabinet coming out in support of the Kathua rape accused. She said that the ministers who were part of that particular protest rally were misled. Listen in.
Nirmal Singh, the Deputy CM, has made a statement. The party has passed a resolution. You are hung up on 2 ministers who were misled and joined a protest wrongly.
Meanwhile, clearly the government is under fire and the rift in the alliance between the BJP and the PDP has once again come to light. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti has now said action will be taken against the 2 BJP ministers who supported the rape accused. In fact, the Chief Minister has even called for death penalty for raping minors. Mehbooba Mufti has assured the state that she stands committed to ensuring justice for the victim and has also pledged to seek exemplary punishment for the same. Mehbooba Mufti will also chair a crucial party tomorrow. The chorus for death penalty comes 4 months after the heinous crime was committed on this young child while her family members desperately wait for justice. Meanwhile, speaking exclusively to India Today, Home Minister Rajnath Singh assured that action will be taken, saying that he has already spoken to the Chief Minister about the incident.
खबरें इस तरह की आ रही हैं कि महबूबा मुफ्ती मुमकिन है कठुआ मुद्दे को लेकर बीजेपी से संबंध अपने तोड़ लें।
अब ऐसी कोई मुझे जानकारी नहीं है। हो सकता है कि ये फीडबैक श्वेता सिंह के पास हो, लेकिन हमारे पास इस प्रकार का कोई फीडबैक नहीं है।
सब कुछ ठीक है, पीडीपी के साथ कोई दिक्कत नहीं वहां पर आ रही है।
मैंने मुझे कोई इस समय कोई ऐसा संकट कोई दिखाई नहीं देता। हाँ, लेकिन मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कठुआ की स्थिति सामान्य होनी चाहिए, बहुत ही गंभीरतापूर्वक उसे लिया जाना चाहिए और इसीलिए इस संबंध में अपने राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष से भी मैंने बात की है और साथ ही साथ जो हमारे वहाँ के इंचार्ज हैं श्री राम माधव जी, उनसे भी मैंने बात किया है और वहाँ के मुख्यमंत्री जी से मैंने बात की है।
क्योंकि बीजेपी की तरफ से एक नेता ने यह भी कह दिया कि पाकिस्तान का हाथ भी हो सकता है इस मामले में, कठुआ के मामले में।
अब मैं कुछ नहीं कह सकता, कुछ भी हो सकता है, क्या है क्या नहीं है इसके बारे में मैं कुछ ज़्यादा डिटेल नहीं कहना चाहूँगा।
Meanwhile, Union Child Development Minister Maneka Gandhi has also demanded death penalty for those raping minors below the age of 12. In fact, she has said that she will amend the POSCO Act for the same.
हम लोग सोच रहे हैं कि जब भी कोई बच्चा का बलात्कार हो, 4 स्टेटों ने अभी भी डेथ पेनल्टी के लिए करा है। हम लोग भी चाहेंगे कि पॉक्सो एक्ट को बदल करके जो 12 साल के बच्चे के नीचे के ऊपर अगर कोई इस तरीके से बलात्कार हो तो वी शुड आस्क फॉर द डेथ पेनल्टी।
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.